Hello, and welcome to Auntie Collins Predictions. I am your host, Auntie Collins. This time we have some special guests with us today. I'm very excited because all I had to say was, "Hey, do you guys want to join me?" And they were like, "Yeah, this is my schedule." So I feel very honored, very privileged to be talking about one of the last AEW pay-per-views of the year. I know it's not the last, but let's get in it. We have the Ella J, the Jose Gonzalez, and we have the Kimmy Sokol. Hello. Welcome.
Hello. What an intro.
Do you
Kimmy,
want
what
me
is this
to...
pageant wave you're doing?
Yeah.
Just waving. Do you have a problem with my wave?
Okay, but could you imagine Kimmy in a pageant?
We're
No.
1 minute in and we're already roasting her. What is this?
What the hell is this?
I think this is a record
A record of
Great game.
what?
Beautiful gowns.
of
The
roasting
quickest,
Yeah.
it's ever been done. I didn't sign up for this.
I mean, you did when I said,
Yeah,
"Hey, this is Collins on the Rocks." So, by the way, this is a drinking after hour show. So we're going to be throwing some F'ers, some S'ers, some
MFers. Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
effervescence.
Am I not
all of
supposed
the.
to do that? I do that on a ramble. Am I not supposed to do that?
Nope, not there.
I mean, who's going to tell you
It's
no?
banned.
Yikes.
Who is going to tell you no? Let's
I
be
don't know.
real.
You?
The actual host of the show. I don't know. You're a host of the show. Your name is on the show. I mean, OLE is in your name, kind of. So
I didn't do
Anyway.
that. But full gear.
but we do have full gear coming up, and I've asked my friends to bring their drinks. What is everybody drinking tonight, so that everyone can
I
know?
have nothing.
Hello.
I have Diet Coke per usual because I live on this shit.
Don't I fucking know it? I have a lovely stainless steel tumbler full of Franzia Sangria that I'm trying not to spill on my new white mouse pad.
Ooh.
Pray for me. And then if I need to wash it down with some water, I have a corporate tumbler that was sweat.
I love a good corporate tumbler.
We love. I have nothing.
I got a regular tumbler back here.
Ooh.
Wait.
It's not corporate though.
Kimmy, you just raw dog your podcast. You don't even have anything to drink.
Do you know I just came from a signing that was from 11 to 6 o'clock in Brooklyn? You think I want to drink right now?
Yes,
I'm sorry.
actually.
Yeah.
No, she wants to
That's
do other
exactly-
things.
I don't know what other things you're talking about.
I mean, we're in states where it's legal. We can talk about it.
We can talk about it.
I know nothing.
It's fine. Tonight, I am drinking a chai cider from a local brewery called Locust Cider, which we've gone to the brewery, one of the breweries around here, and it's everything that you would want. I would just want to sit there and just drink all the flights, and then just be one of those people that just is always slightly drunk.
What a mood.
Instead of,
Feels
you
cool.
know, that would be great. Wouldn't it be great? But like Collins on the Rocks fashion, we are starting out with a little bit of a quiz. So are y'all ready
No.
to
No,
join? Since
but yes, I'm gonna fail, but it's fine.
it's
I'm
okay
gonna
if
beat
you
Ella
fail.
at something. Again.
I feel
And
like
I'm gonna
I
beat
need a
Jose at
whiteboard or
something.
something.
Again.
Wait, I have a notebook. I'm gonna write my answers in. As
Okay.
Oh, but do
you
we have
can-
to write our answers?
No,
I
I
mean,
just am.
You don't. So it's going to be mostly true or false. There are some multiple choice. You can write it down or just tell me. We'll go around. Whoever gets it gets a point. If you don't get it, just be honest. But we're going to play it and see who the winner is. If you're in the chat right now, tell us who you think is going to win.
Not me. It's probably Jose, honestly.
It's gonna be-
See, we say this, but I'll be honest. We're talking about one of the promotions that has so much going on that just conflicts with my schedule constantly.
That's fair.
I'd give it to the one sporting the baseball cap right now.
I don't know. That one didn't know that Will Hobbs was
Oh,
the
here we
TNT
go.
champion.
Okay.
I'm never gonna forget it.
Okay,
Never
I'm
gonna
sorry,
forget it.
but the last time I checked on our pod Thursday, you thought geography and geometry
Okay,
were the
shh.
same exact
That is
thing.
true. I did see that. I
Okay.
did see that.
Let me tell you, do I look refreshed and awake now? It's because I slept. I've slept since Thursday.
I'm very proud
Yeah.
of you.
That Thursday's episode is in the past.
It
So is me saying that Will Hobbs never held the TNT championship.
You
I don't
weren't there
know.
for the Wardlow, Hobbs, Samoa Joe back to back to back. You weren't there.
I love that
I
Michael,
was
my
there.
friend from the chat, is saying he'd also give it to Kimmy. As far as predictions go.
I love it. All right, well, let's get. I don't have any fancy music, so there might be some dance pop music. All right.
Oh.
This is a full gear quiz. This is your first question. True or false? This music is so fun. All right, the first question is, the first full gear pay-per-view was in Baltimore, Maryland. True or false?
I feel
Mark
like
your
I-
answers down. Mark your answers
It's
down.
somewhere that I'm going 0-15 and I don't give a damn.
0-15 is crazy.
There have been 5. Well, no, there's only been. Wait.
There's
We're
been
perfect.
4.
There have
This
been
is about
4.
to be the
This
5th.
will be the 5th, yes. I know how to count. I would hope so. All right. Let's start with Ella J. True
Said
or
false.
false?
Baltimore
Said
seems
false.
like an odd place of all places for Baltimore to be your inaugural. I'm gonna say false.
All right, Kimmy.
I said true.
True. All right, Jose.
I said false because I thought it was in Orlando.
The answer is
I'm scared.
true.
Hmm.
Full Gear 2019 was in Baltimore, Maryland, at the Royal Farms Arena. Interesting. All right, so Kimmy's the only one on the board. Let's go to question 2. The main event of the first AEW Full Gear pay-per-view was Chris Jericho versus Cody for the AEW World Championships. Sorry. Is that true or false? True or false? The main event was Chris Jericho versus Cody Rhodes, the first Full Gear pay-per-view. All right, let's start with Jose first.
I said true, and if I remember correctly, the stipulation was that if Cody lost, he would never be able to challenge for the world title again.
I like that Ella J and I both went, oh.
Nah, I don't know.
All right, Kimmy?
I said
what's the
false.
answer? Say it's false. Okay, and I said main event, by the
Yes,
way.
I know.
Okay?
Now I feel like I'm wrong because you corrected me. I don't like how this is going.
Okay, Ella, is it true or
2019,
false?
I just see Cody never won it. So, like, I mean, I feel like he was more involved in the TNT. I mean, this is still 2019, though, granted, it was still early. I also said false. I don't know. It's possible, though.
So I purposely had this as a trick question because it is technically true. That was the main event of Chris Jericho versus Cody for the AEW World Championship, because the last match was an unsanctioned lights out match. Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega. Are you guys feeling good? Are you feeling good?
No.
I mean, I
I
got
think
it
we
right.
should get a half.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not even
like half a point.
That's half points, honestly.
Wait a minute. We don't do half points here.
When we say
half
a main
points.
event, we talk about what's advertised as the main event. We don't necessarily mean what's closing the show. Because if there's one thing that AEW loves to do is tell us what the main event is without booking it as the main event.
All right.
Half point, see?
I want half points.
I should have
You
such
can
a
have
lead.
half points.
I
Half
should have
point.
something to lead right now. What is this?
All right, so Jose and Kimmy with 1, Ella with none, but plenty
Ella's
of
trying
opportunities.
very hard.
All right, so including this year, New Jersey will have hosted the most full gear pay-per-views. Is that true or false? Think about it.
The most? Is this another trick
The
question?
most. No, not at all. We're including
Mhm.
2024
Mhm.
is hosted the most full gear pay-per-views. All right, Ella, start us off. Do you think it's true or false?
True.
Okay.
And 2, because weren't they there like 2 or 3 years ago?
Kimmy's nodding yes. So, Kimmy, what is your prediction?
It is true because I was at the Full Gear a couple years ago. That was also in Prudential because Britt wrestled Saraya.
Oh my gosh, it's already 2 years ago. That's crazy.
Yeah. Jose, is it true or false?
I said it was true and that this was the second.
The answer is true. This is the second pay-per-view in New Jersey and the second one at the Prudential Center for Full Gear. All right, everybody has points on the board. Everyone has points on the board. How are we doing in the chat? How is everyone doing?
Well, my own 15 is not confirmed anymore, so I love
Hey! All right, we're going into question number 4. Full Gear 2022 had the highest. This is true or false? Full Gear 2022 has the highest buy rate at 140,000 pay-per-view buys. Is that true or false?
Highest like
Clarifying
overall
question.
or just like Full Gear?
Yeah.
Just for Full Gear. We're just talking
okay.
about Full Gear. We're not talking about the other pay-per-views. They can suck eggs right now. Full Gear would be the highest. Full Gear in 2022 would be the highest buy rate for Full Gear pay-per-view at 140,000 buys. Is that true or false? And this is confirmed by Dave Meltzer. So whatever your opinion about Dave Meltzer would be, I don't care. All right, let's start with Kimmy. Is that true or false?
I said it was true.
You said it was true. All right, Jose. True or
I
false?
say it's false, and I think 2021 was the highest bar.
Okay, Ella. What do you think?
Well, I meant to say false. I said no, and I also said 2021. I think Hangman winning the title was pretty big. Him
And
beating
also Punk
Kenny.
versus Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, I think that would have beaten what? That was Mox and MJF was 2022. I think Hangman and Punk would beat that. Honestly.
The correct answer is it is false. Full Gear 2021 had 145,000 pay-per-view buys.
Y'all, we're all tied. What the hell is
We're
this?
all tied. Oh, we're all tied? This is so great.
It's
Even
horrible.
we matched. Why is this horrible, Kimmy? Why is this
I should
horrible?
be winning. I should be 4-0.
Kimmy. I love it. All right, question
Trigger.
number 5. All right, we're a quarter of the way there. Which match was on the buy-in for the first Full Gear pay-per-view? This is multiple choice.
Thank you.
A. Shawn Spears versus Joey Janela. B. Dr. Britt Baker DMD versus B. Priestley. Or C. Hangman Adam Page versus Pac.
Oh, you were
Again.
doing ABC?
Yes.
Okay.
I might have said A, 2, 3. I don't know.
Okay.
Because I'm my brain. Which match was in the buy-in for the first Full Gear pay-per-view? Shawn Spears versus Joey Janela, Dr. Britt Baker DMD versus B. Priestley, or Hangman Adam Page versus Pac. Let's start with Kimmy, since Kimmy seems so confident.
I don't, because I feel like I don't think it was Brit, because I don't think Brit's ever been on a pre-show /0 hour. But like, I don't like Ella's face, and then if I don't pick Brit and I'm wrong, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, what a fake friend you are!" Da-da-da-da. I'm gonna go with A and really hope that it's not Brit.
So A, Sean Spears versus Joey Janela. Okay. All right, Jose, what do you think? A, B, or C?
I also said A because knowing Tony Khan, I feel like the day we see Britt Baker on a buy-in or a 0 hour is the day that the plot's been lost.
What is that supposed to mean?
Oh, Ella, what do you think?
This was at like the height of this Britt Baker and B Priestley feud. First of all, you could easily eliminate C. There's no way in hell Hangman is on a damn pre-show. So that was completely out. I feel like he didn't use Joey Janela on a lot of like pay-per-views, even the buy-ins. So I said B because this feud was pretty big, especially for a non-title feud at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Did they even have? Yeah, they had the women's title at that time. Like it was
Yeah, they
Riho
did.
and stuff. Yeah. This was a big like secondary feud at that time.
Because
I
they
had to
had
go with Britt.
backstage beef, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, guess what?
What?
Ella J is beating everyone because it is Dr. Britt Baker DMD defeating B Priestley is the only 0 hour match on Full Gear 2019.
What are you clapping for?
Because I know you're gonna clip this and you're gonna send it to Britt and be like, sorry.
No. You think I text Britt too often?
I don't think she'll be sorry about that feud. She'd probably rather forget that.
I think we all would like.
Yeah, we all do. Yeah. All right. So, so this is a different kind of answer. This is put the years in order from the least attended to the largest attended.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. What is the lowest? What is the highest? What do you think the order is? I'll give you guys a second. Remember, everyone, to like, share, subscribe, do a little comment, do a little thing in the chat. Tell us how you are. Tell us what you're drinking. Tell us where you're coming from because we are having a lot of fun doing this Full Gear predictions kind of party. Question, yes.
It's least to most?
Yes, least to most.
Oh, God.
Attended.
I'm so scared.
Not buy-ins, attended.
Okay.
All right.
I already know I'm wrong. It's fine.
Okay, Kimmy, are you good?
Yeah.
You're good?
So,
okay.
2020 to 2023 to 2022 to 2021.
What about 2019?
Yeah, where's 2019?
Oh, I knew I forgot one. What's 2019? You know, this is a lot of math. I did so much math today. Okay, now you expect me to do more math? What the hell is this? Oh, okay, so 2020 to 2023 to 2019 to 2022 to 2021.
Okay. Ella?
I also 2021. It's right after the pandemic. Then I have 2019. That's the first one. 2023. That main event. It was a main event. 2022 and then 2021. I'm biased because Hangman, but that was that sold the most pay-per-views. So I feel like out of all of them, I feel like Kenny and Adam Page was like the biggest main event. So I feel like the most people would be there.
All right. Jose?
It pains me to say this, but I had the same order as Kimmy. So I said 2020, then 2023, then 2019, then 2022, then 2021.
Oh, so we're only different on 2019 and 2020.
So there's a potential we could be all tied up again.
The answer is the least amount is 2020.
Yeah.
With 1,000 in attendance due to the pandemic. The second, 2019 with 8,200 in attendance.
Okay.
Third, 2021.
Wow.
With 10,442 in attendance. mostly smaller venue. Fourth, 2022 with 12,106. And the most attended Full Gear pay-per-view was 2023 with 12,904 in attendance.
That's crazy.
So nobody got it.
I got the first two. That's all. That's all.
Pat yourself on the back because that was a really difficult question, and I threw that in there to make you think. But we're gonna go into a pretty easy one. This is true or false. The final AEW pay-per-view appearance for Cody Rhodes was Full Gear 2021. Is that true or false?
Pay-per-view appearance?
Correct. All right. Jose, true or false?
I'm going to say it's true because if I remember correctly, World's End was not a thing until 2022.
All right. Ella, do you agree?
I also said true.
Okay.
Doesn't mean he had to have wrestled. But yeah, I also said true.
Okay. And Kimmy, true or false?
True, because it was a couple weeks later where we all got the same Twitter notification that Brandy and Cody had resigned from their positions, and that is where the rumors of Cody coming to WWE, because people thought that he was going to appear in the Royal Rumble.
All right. And the final AEW pay-per-view appearance for Cody Rhodes was at Full Year 2021. That is true. So good job. Everyone is still tied.
No,
Alright.
Ella has one up. On
Wait,
us.
Ella has. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't have a ticker, so I can't.
Look, Ella,
Kimmy,
I'm
read
giving
me
you
the reminder
credit.
the teacher who forgot to assign homework.
Yeah.
Look, Ella, I'm giving you credit and praise.
Does this mean anything in the game? Oh my gosh.
It
All
will
right.
on my
we are-
Twitter and Blue Sky account.
This is for question 8. This is multiple choice. Which wrestler lost to Jon Moxley at Full Gear 2020 in an I Quit match? Is it Hangman Adam Page?
Thank
Is
God,
it
multiple
Kenny
choice.
Omega? Is it Darby Allin? Or is it Eddie Kingston?
What was the year
Hangman Adam
again?
Page, 2020 in an I Quit match versus Jon Moxley. Hangman Adam Page, Kenny Omega, Darby Allin, or Eddie Kingston? Get those predictions, answers? Oh my god. All right, are we ready?
Sure.
Sure? All right, let's start with you, Jose.
I said it was D. Eddie Kingston.
Okay. Ella?
I also
you
said
think?
Eddie.
Okay. Kimmy?
I also said Eddie.
The answer is Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston. All right. Ella is still in the lead. Number 9. True or false? Christian Cage debuted at Full Gear 2021 and immediately challenged for the AEW TNT Championship on the following Dynamite. True or false? Christian Cage debuted at Full Gear 2021. All right, Kimmy, I'm coming for you.
False, because
False.
his debut, I believe, was at Revolution a couple months later.
Before.
Ella?
Or before. No, I think it was after.
It would have been
Before was-
2021 because he was in the 2021 Rumble with Edge. And then in like March, I think it was Revolution 21. So I also said false.
Okay. All right, Jose. So true or false?
I said false because by that time he was already the Impact World Champion, or what about dropped it at Bound for Glory that year?
Yeah.
The answer is false. Jay Lethal was the one who immediately challenged for the AEW TNT Championship by debuting at Full Gear 2021. All right. This is where the cream separates from crop? I don't know. I don't know. Sayings. All right, true or false? Bryan Danielson was in the AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament Final at Full Gear 2021. Did he defeat Scorpio Sky for the AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament Final? Is that true or false? Again, Bryan Danielson. Did he defeat Scorpio Sky for the AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament Final at Full Gear 2021? Ella, true or false?
Unfortunately, I don't think Scorpio Sky has ever gotten that close, so I said false.
All right. Kimmy, true or false?
I also said false because I do believe Bryan was in an Eliminator World title match at that Full Gear, but it just was not against Scorpio Sky.
Okay. All right. Jose, true or false?
I also said false.
Okay. I will give someone a bonus point if you can name who that wrestler was.
I believe it was Jon Moxley.
Okay. Ella?
2021?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think it was. Bryan beat...
Extend your lead there, Ella.
TNT. No. Sammy Guevara was TNT champ at the time. He lost to Miro like 2 months before that. Did Miro go on to like bigger things? I don't know.
Is your answer Miro?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Jose?
I'm going to say it was MJF.
Could have been
Yeah.
MJF.
Bryan Danielson in the finals for the AEW Championship Eliminator Tournament final for Full Gear. The drinking was such a great idea. Was against Miro. So Ella is correct.
But
and
that's why they
extending-
had. If I'm recalling correctly, he lost the title because I think I was there in Rochester when he lost it to Sammy, and then he propelled to the world titles. Didn't actually like win it.
Correct. That was so strange, and then he disappeared.
Now Ella's up by 2.
Like he gets like
Yeah.
random burst opportunities, but like doesn't,
I don't know. I don't know. All right, Ella is in the lead by 2. It is anybody's game. All right, Full Gear 2022 was the first Full Gear show to feature a match for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Is that true or false?
2022.
2022. The year of...
We don't need to talk about the
Was that the year of Claudio? No, that was too soon. Who the hell would have? Jericho's reign. Was that 2022?
Oh, Ella.
Kimmy, you
Was
look
Jericho's
gleeful.
first reign 2022, or was it like Claudio? Either way, I'm going with this.
All right, let's start with Kimmy, since you seem very confident there, Kimmy.
The answer is true because this was a little bit right after Chris Jericho won it at Grand Slam 2022, and it was a fatal 4-way match at Full Gear. I remember it was Claudio, Jericho, and Sammy Guevara. I cannot remember who the fourth person was.
Okay.
Michael.
Okay.
You can have to give me the point.
What year was it Jericho terrorizing? Yeah.
He's always terrorizing us. All right, Jose,
I said it was true.
it's true. Ella?
I said false because I didn't think they would propel it that soon to an AEW pay-per-view. Evidently, I was wrong. I was right about who it was.
No.
But evidently, I was wrong about it being a pay-per-view.
It is true. It is true, unfortunately. And the other person is Bryan Danielson.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because that was like
Weird.
one of his only ROH matches. That's
Weird.
right.
He
Weird.
appeared in a
In the
final
new
battle.
era. Yeah. Oh, I should say, yeah. Okay.
All right, so Ella's only up by 1. But,
Would you have given me
anybody's
bonus
game.
points if I named every single person?
Yeah, but I'm not doing bonus points until the end.
Or unless she says it herself.
Unless. All right. So we are at question 12. After winning the AEW World Championship at Full Gear, MJF debuted a new belt called the Triple B. What does the Triple B stand for?
God damn it.
This is the only question besides for the last question that does not have a multiple choice. It would be too obvious if I did a multiple choice. It's like in Spanish class when it's like, what is she saying? And it's
Are you
like,
telling me this is in Spanish?
this is not Spanish class.
I mean,
I've been doing
in a Spanish accent.
I've been doing my Duolingo, so
Oh, okay, hold on.
This is annoying me.
Okay.
Hold on.
okay. The Triple B. What is it called? I mean,
It's not in
hello.
Spanish. We see it all the time. We see part of it all the time. Or used to anyway.
I'm just gonna confirm that this is not what the Triple B, because this would be quadruple B.
Yeah.
Though that's gonna be stuck in my head now. So
Yeah.
all right. All right, Jose. What
I said it was the brown Burberry belt.
brown Burberry belt? Okay. All right, Kimmy, what is it?
I said big, bold, because I couldn't think of the second word. It's not bold, but that was the only thing I could think of. And then, Burberry.
Okay. Ella?
Big Burberry belt. Or Burberry, however the fuck you pronounce it.
The answer is big Burberry belt.
Is it
According to
Burberry
MJF
or Burberry?
himself.
I don't even know.
Burberry?
I don't know.
According to MJF and Wikipedia, it is the big Burberry belt. All right. Ella J. Extending the lead. Extending
This
the
is
lead.
too
All
much
right.
thinking for me.
Listen, it's fine.
No comment.
All right. Question number 13. Julia Hart, Chris Statlander, and Willow are in the AEW TBS Championship match for AEW Full Gear 2023. True or false? Julia Hart, Chris Statlander, and Willow in the AEW TBS Championship match for Full Gear 2023. True or false? Ella, you seem...
I
Hey.
interviewed Stat last year before her title defense against just Julia Hart, so that was false, if I'm
Okay.
remembering correctly.
Okay. Jose? True or false?
I said it was true because I'm 99. Oh no, fuck. It is false.
Is it false? Are you
I'm
sure?
it's false.
What's your final
Final
answer?
False.
Okay, is that your final answer? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Sure you don't want to do true?
As
No.
sure as I am that I'm drinking sangria, it is false.
All right, Kimmy. True or
I-
false?
I also said false because I believe this triple threat match happened at another AEW pay-per-view.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was at World Round.
No, it wasn't World
The
Done.
question is false. It was actually a triple threat match of Julia, Chris, and Sky Blue.
Oh shit.
All right. This is the last non-final question. So this is...
It's the penultimate question.
Yes. This has multiple choice, and it's the last multiple choice for you. Okay. We know how AEW books women's matches. Which of these Full Gear pay-per-view women's matches were over 15 minutes?
Oh, so there can be more than it's just one answer, right?
It can be more than one.
Oh, okay.
What?
Okay.
Okay. I will list them all for you.
Oh, God.
These are all the women's matches that have been on the main card
Or it could be none of them.
for
too.
Full Gear pay-per-views.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
We have Riho defeating Emi Sakura at Full Gear 2019. Hikaru Shida defeating Nyla Rose at Full Gear 2020. We have Dr. Britt Baker defeating Tay Conti at Full Gear 2021.
That's one of Britt's matches in the company.
We have Jade Cargill defeating Nyla Rose at Full Gear 2022. Notice this trend of one women's match. Saraya defeating Britt Baker at Full Gear 2022. Timeless Toni Storm defeating Hikaru Shida at Full Gear 2023. And Julia Hart defeating Chris Statlander at Full Gear 2023. And Sky Blue, sorry. Let me say them all again. Riho, Emi Sakura, Shida versus Nyla Rose, Britt Baker versus Tay Conti, Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose, Saraya versus Britt Baker, Timeless Toni Storm versus Hikaru Shida, and Julia Hart defeating Chris Statlander and Sky Blue. Which of those matches are over 15 minutes? Okay. Kimmy, which of those matches? How many of those matches are over 15?
I believe it's only 2. And I believe, I don't like Ella's facial reaction. I believe it was the 2019 one with Emmy, and I believe it was Timeless Toni Storm's match.
Okay. Ella?
Unfortunately, I think it's none.
None.
None. Damn.
All right. And Jose? Which
Out of
match?
the ones you listed, I think it's none.
Those are all the women's matches that have been on Full Gear.
Hasn't Jamie wrestled at a Full Gear? Was that on here? I didn't hear a Jamie Hayter.
Main card.
Because she won it. You know, she won the title
won
at
it
Full Gear. I didn't hear it
against
on
Toni
this list,
Storm
though.
and 2022.
I didn't hear that on this list though.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
Because I think that one was 15 minutes, more than 15,
Yeah.
but I didn't hear it on this list.
Oh.
I think that one was more than 15.
I stand corrected here.
If Jamie and Tony is on there, then I'm gonna say Jamie and Tony. But if
Yeah, are
Jamie
we
and
adding
Tony
that?
is not on the,
Yes,
Yeah.
we're adding that. Kimmy,
then,
are you
then
wanting
I will
to add
say
that?
one.
Yes, can I add that? And can I
Yep,
take
you
away
can
the
add
other
that.
Timeless Toni Storm match and add that one?
You can take out. Of
Yeah.
course you can.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And Jose?
Then I will say one, and that being Jamie and Tony.
Okay.
2021, it would have been.
Correct.
Would have been
2020.
20. No,
2022.
2022. Yeah.
Because Britt interfered.
Okay. Jose, does that change anything for you?
It's slightly. So I said Britt and Saraya, and then I also said Tony versus Jamie Hayter.
All right. All right. So here are the details here. I know it was a very convoluted question, and I even it's on here. Jamie Hayter.
You fucked up.
Oh my gosh. That's what happens when I'm drinking. Jamie Hayter did defeat Toni Storm in exactly 15 minutes. The other match that goes over 15 minutes is Dr. Britt Baker DMD versus Tay Conti.
Wow, I would have
15
never guessed
minutes
that.
and 24 seconds.
Never
The
would have guessed
Saraya
that.
match went 12:30.
I knew
Okay.
that.
The shortest match on here was Jade versus Nyla at 8 minutes.
It's not surprising, yeah.
Riho and Emmy went 13:25. Shida versus Nyla Rose 14:10. Timeless Toni Storm versus Shida went 10:25.
Good for Tay Conti.
Good for Britt Baker.
So feel free to give yourself a point for that. I was already wanting to give you all a point for my fuck up. So where does that lead us, folks?
Alice on the lead.
Thank you, Jamie Hayter.
All right, this is your final match. Final match. This is your final question before we jump into predictions. Which match is the longest match ever in Full Gear pay-per-view history?
Are you
You
giving
don't
us
get
some
any
choices? Wait, we
No
don't?
choices. No choices.
You know how
We
many
have talked
matches?
we've talked about this match tonight.
Jesus Christ.
I have the idea,
Okay,
but
you can just name a wrestler for a point. If you name both wrestlers, it is 2 points. If you name both wrestlers and a time within 5 minutes, you get a point.
This is too much
within
thinking.
5 minutes.
So if you get both wrestlers and the time within 5 minutes, you could beat Ella.
Now, I think I know what it is, but is it technically a match?
It is technically a match,
Okay.
even though it.
I might have this on the wrong pay-per-view, but fuck it, I'll go with it.
It is technically a match. It is not a main event.
I don't like
It's not a main event. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I mean,
I'm
I think
wrong.
you're wrong.
She wore a crown
personally.
and came down in a bubble, dog.
How many
Remember
minutes,
when Ella
though?
thought she was gonna do so poorly in this?
Remember when you thought that you were going to win? That was shady. That was shady. All right. Do you have your final question?
No, it's
I
a final
do.
answer, not a final
Can't
question.
answer. Sorry. Wow, Kimmy's so sassy.
I know.
All right.
I had to remember if there was like a 2 out of 3 fault, like an MJF shit again. You know how he's gonna have a couple like
Yeah.
hour-long matches. I think to make sure that it wasn't at a full gear.
Well, all right. Okay. This is the last question, and anybody could win this. And what do they win? The honor of winning. All right. Ella, you seem quite confident. Would you like to go first?
Well, you could just be taunting me, but I think it's the unsanctioned lights out match between Moxley and Omega at 2019. And I guess
Okay.
35 minutes because I don't know the exact time, but I feel like they definitely would go over 30 minutes if it's an unsanctioned. Does this match technically count though as a match? Because you said before it didn't. So I don't know if you're gonna be like, man, you're
was-
wrong.
I said it was not a main event. I said it was a match.
Okay.
It was not the main
I'm gonna
event.
go with that. It could be the I Quit with Mox and Eddie, but I'm gonna go with this one.
Okay. All right, Jose. What do you think?
I think I'm all sorts of fucked up, but why not? So I said it was MJF versus Bryan Danielson in their 60-minute Iron Man match for the world title that went into overtime at 64 minutes.
Was that at Revolution? I think that was at a Revolution.
If I'm wrong, so fucking be it. I don't care.
I mean, it's definitely a long ass match, that's for sure.
It definitely was a long ass match. Okay, Kimmy.
So I said the same match as Ella, but I think it only went 28 minutes, and I think Jose's choice was on Revolution because I remember watching it in my dorm room complaining.
Complaining.
It was too long.
I think it was at a
complaining?
Revolution.
Kimmy complaining about a match?
What else is new? Tune in Thursdays to Honor Ramble on OLE to hear me do that for an hour and a half.
All right. So the answer is Jon Moxley defeating Kenny Omega in an unsanctioned lights out match. I would also take another one. That match was 38 minutes and 45 seconds.
What was the other match that you would have taken?
Swerve versus Hangman in their Texas Death Match that went 29 minutes and 55 seconds.
Ella wins!
Ella wins! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hello, my baby girl. Congratulations. All right. That actually took longer than I thought it would. So thank you for bearing with me. How do you feel? Do you feel good? Do you feel defeated?
I
Do
feel
you
fine personally.
Fine.
I don't know about my friend down here.
This is the quiz
I-
screw job.
The quiz screw job. Every quiz is a screw job now for me. Honestly,
The first one, every question was before I was born.
I mean,
The fuck?
is I
You can be an
lost
old
that.
soul.
I lost that because I didn't say Sting. But anyways, we were talking about AEW predictions for their Full Gear pay-per-view. Do we even want to bother with the 0 hour? Because I have thoughts and feelings that pertain
Honestly,
to this.
I don't know much about this man, but he's winning.
Okay. So who in the hell is okay? So the match, for those who don't
I
know,
know he's a TikTok guy. That's all
Yeah, he's
I
a
know.
TikTok dude.
it's the
I know.
only
Allegedly, he
0
was big
hour
on the
match.
Indies.
Apparently, Cage Match had to change how they give a rating because so many people flooded Cage Match to give Big Boom AJ a higher rating than Shingo Takagi. Can you be real? Why is this here? Why is this here? To bring in people to watch the show,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Who do we think is winning? Is everybody unanimous in
AJ?
saying that
Yes.
Big Boom
Yeah,
for
AJ is going to
QT.
beat QT?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
If anybody's gonna put him over, it'd be QT. Yes, absolutely.
Do you think he's going to wrestle? This roster's too
QT will
bloated.
bump his ass off.
Yeah.
I think it's actually going to be a legitimate match, sadly.
You think it's going to be legitimate?
I think it's
'cause
gonna
he was
be at
on the
least 8 minutes.
Indies. Like
Like, he actually was a worker.
mhm.
Oh.
So I think if anything, he's going to take the heat and actually have a good comeback. So I'll say 8 minutes.
I really hope that he's getting paid. The Costco guy actually did the. What do they do? Do they just go to Costco and buy things?
I
I don't know what they do.
And say
know.
boom.
Boom!
That's gimmick infringement.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. Oh, I don't look like iodine, so I can't do that accurately. That's how I feel about Adam Cole right now. So why don't we go right into has his match not actually been announced? Okay.
Well, what had happened was that he had to win a match to get in the match, and he didn't.
He did not
Yeah.
win.
Yeah,
No.
correct.
So now it is
be
MJF
there.
versus Roderick
He'll
Strong
be there.
instead.
All right, well, let's talk about MJF versus Roderick Strong. Who do you have winning and why? Let's start with Kimmy. Your
I
pal.
believe my pal MJF, my new bestie. So I think that MJF is gonna win, and what's gonna happen is he's gonna continue to beat down Roderick after the match, and then Adam is gonna save Roderick, and then MJF and Adam are gonna have a face-off, which is going to lead to their match at World's End, which, if you remember, at the end of last year's World End is when Adam Cole was unveiled as the devil. So it would be the full circle moment of their feud.
It's been that long.
Yes. I was at
Yeah.
that World's End.
Okay. All right. Ella, who do you think is going to win? MJF or Roderick Strong?
God, this is one of the few like half of this card. Actually, no, there's really only 2 matches that I'm like, I don't know, and this is one of them. I could see Roderick winning, like Kimmy said, like if Adam Cole comes in and helps Roddy win. But I'm also one of those people that like I will go through the whole card first, and I feel like you need to have an not even like necessarily 50-50 split, but you want a balance of heel wins and then babyface wins. I guess I have to go with Kimmy and go with MJF, because if you're gonna set up Adam Cole and MJF, I guess you want MJF to get the win and then have the face off. So I'm just trusting Kimmy on this one.
When has that ever been a good idea?
I don't know. You watch AEW the most out of all of us. So
You said it.
I'm also gonna go with MJF.
Okay. All right, Jose, be a voice of reason here. Who do you think is going to win, MJF versus Roderick Strong?
So I'm going to go with a left field pick, which is not something that normally ever happens on an AEW pay-per-view. I say this match is going to go to a no contest because Adam Cole's going to try to attack both of them and get revenge on both. He has a blow-off with Roddy on Dynamite, and then he could build towards the match with MJF at World's End.
Wow. I haven't heard of a no contest in AEW in quite some time.
I know. Normally they like decisive finishes. This is probably one of the only matches where it really makes sense to have a no contest.
Interesting. So I think MJF is winning because MJF is back. And Roderick Strong, yes, he's reunited some ties with Adam Cole. And I think Adam Cole is going to try and help his friend Roderick. He does upset MJF. MJF wins. And then comes out Kyle O'Reilly. And sets up a future feud or a future Dynamite or I don't know. I don't think Adam Cole really appears on Collision, but we've seen shades of him and Roderick Strong. Also, Kyle O'Reilly showed up, having some dissonance with them. I like the idea. Is World's End where MJF and Adam Cole blow off their feud? I think it's too early. Okay. You got some stone faces over here. Am I frozen?
No.
No.
I was trying to
We're watching
process
Star
what you
Wars.
were saying.
Yeah, I'm just thinking because this is one of the two I'm the most unsure about.
I looked at everyone and you all were just
We're listening intently.
listen. You can listen intently, but that scared me. No one really listens to me intently like that. Wow. All right. We have Jay White versus Hangman Adam Page. Let's start with Jose because you know what? I like your style.
Thank you. Oh God, I feel like this might be a pay-per-view where we are really saving the babyface wins for title matches. So given everything that's been going on with Jay White and obviously like Bull Club Gold and everything going on with Hangman Page, I feel like we have not really had a proper like Hangman Page win on a pay-per-view that like kind of meant something in a minute. So I feel like whatever comes of this match's result, it's going to be interesting how that course plays out over the course of the next month. If there's going to be something at World's End, or maybe it's just setting up something going into 2025. But I'm going to say Hangman's getting the W tonight or Saturday night, whatever.
All right, Ella, what do you think?
My man's Hangman is winning. He just lost at Wrestle Dream. Over the last year, Jay White is 2 and Hangman is 1. This is where he evens up the score. And then maybe we get another follow-up at World's End or something. But especially because he's just coming off a loss at Wrestle Dream, my man's Hangman specifically needs a win here. And, you know, I feel like he's going to reveal that his leg is not actually injured. He's fine. So, yeah. Hangman Adam Page for the win.
All right, Kimmy, what do you think?
I agree. I think Adam's going to win. I mean, this is the pay-per-view that got thrown him back to the BTE skits. This is his pay-per-view, right?
Yeah.
And I also think that the rematch will be in one of the first rounds for the Continental Classic.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we are in C2 territory.
Continental Classic. I didn't even think about that. Okay. Well, I would agree that I think that Hangman Adam Page is going to get his win back. I don't think this is the last time they face each other. But the match at Wrestle Dream was so freaking good. It was so good. And I think having Jay White get that win over Hangman and have Hangman have this bum ass leg that they've just been trying to skirt this whole time. Hangman always does that thing where he's down and out. He has the card stacked against him. And what do you know? Guess what? Sometimes it works in his favor. And even though shenanigans are going to happen, Hangman is going to find a way, and I think the crowd is going to eat that shit up. I'm just excited to see what little baby girl kind of gear he's going to have on, you know?
Are we
Me
thinking
too.
something chapel related?
It has to be chapel related. Come on.
Why?
Bring the pink little tassels.
Because that's what everyone was saying on Twitter.
Because he's chapel roan coated. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a hangman phenomenon.
Just put that hangman promo where he's talking about burning houses down on top of is that super ultra modern?
Yeah, super graphic ultra modern girl.
Yeah.
But I mean, but it really does beg the question: does it happen?
Not in this heel
Oh,
era.
I
I
threw your
don't think.
softball. But does it happen? No.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen?
No. But yeah.
All right.
Me and Kimmy are like, what the fuck is going on?
Why do you-
happening?
I mean, you know, chapels for the girls, the gays, the bis, and the theys. I mean, it is what it is.
That's where we are. Get with it. Get with it. Come on.
I've tried.
How can you? Okay. This is not a chaperone
It's fine. It's cool.
podcast, but
Choices.
He is hot.
HOTTOGO.
Ella, it's the fact that we did a hot to go TikTok at Dynamite.
Ella's like, what? What's hot to go?
I know what it is. It's
Oh
one of
my
her songs. I know that, but
Well, get on board. Get on board. You know what we also have to get on board for? This 4-way tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. We have Private Party, our champions, versus the Outrunners, versus Kings of the Black Throne, not House of Black, versus the Acclaimed. Ella, who do you have and why?
well, considering we just had, at least in my picks, back-to-back heel wins, Private Party, you need some babyface wins in there, and the crowd is hot behind them. But it's not time to go yet for them.
Oh my god.
They'll retain the titles, is what you meant.
Yeah. It's not time to go and leave the titles yet. No.
Okay.
Private Party, I would hate for them to like get the win like 3 weeks ago maybe and then lose it already. I would hate that. Give them a little bit of time, enjoy these titles. And plus you need a babyface win right now on this card. Private Party, however, I mean, they're technically also baby faces. I could see House of Black winning too as well. I feel like they've been really revving it up lately. I could see them winning too as well because it's a fatal 4-way. You don't really need to pin the champs to win. But I'm going to say stick with Private Party for now.
Okay. All right, Jose, we're going to make Kimmy wait.
Having only a 25% chance in a 4-way match, I'm obviously gonna say good luck, babe. But we're talking about the tag team.
No, that's not what my face is for.
No, we're talking about the tag team that got co-signed by the Young Bucks, beating them clean for those championships. A tag team that has been a mainstay in Ring of Honor, goddamn, in AEW since 2019. I'm talking about a team that I've seen on the independent scene getting please come back chants at indie shows because they're that fucking captivating and they're finally getting their chance now. I mean, the only way I could see something happening and Private Party doesn't win is if the Outrunners magically get like the upset win and keep it a babyface, but I'm going to say and still Private Party.
And still Private Party. All right, Kimmy.
So the reason that me and Ella were making those faces is because Josh Alexander just announced his retirement from independent wrestling. And, his contract's up in February. So maybe we'll see him at an AEW pay-per-view soon.
I mean, you say retirement from independent wrestling, but people that go to AEW do work indie shows still. So.
Not all of them. It depends on the stature and who you are. I mean, he can go to WWE.
Do you think he's an WWE kind of wrestler though?
No.
Well, if a C4 spike is his finisher, I don't think he's going to the E. I'm just saying. Unless he got like a fat ass contract, then.
Ugh.
Anyway, with my prediction, I also picked Private Party because they just won the titles. I think this is going to be a really good showing from the Outrunners, who have been so incredibly over with all the merch and the vignettes and stuff. So I think they're going to put up a really good fight. I wouldn't be shocked if maybe at World's End or Revolution we see like the tag team of Private Party and the Outrunners just 2-on-2. But I believe Private Party is going to pin the Acclaimed, and this is going to be the start of everyone wanting Bowens to finally have a singles run.
This is a rare all babyface fatal 4-way too. I just realized.
No, Black Throne is still technically heel.
Technically,
I wouldn't even really call them tweeners yet because they
It's
lean more
debatable.
heelish just on what they've been doing. I don't know. I feel like if anything, the only heel in this match is probably going to be fucking Max Caster. So just don't give him
gosh,
like,
I just would like him to stop rapping. I would just.
I think
that would
everyone
be-
would.
stop. Period.
I mean, if it wasn't possible for him to stop, period, I just would have him like full on aerial, lost his voice in a little conch shell around my neck, never to hear him speak again. That would be perfect. Yes. Okay, well, I've thought about this a lot because I think that it is too early for Private Party to lose it. However, this crowd is really into the Outrunners right now. There is something about the Outrunners and their Lego yellow colored hair and their, I don't know, VHS little vignettes that they've been having, which is so fun. And I know that the crowd eats that shit up, that this won't be the last time we see them. I just hope that it doesn't burn them out too quickly. It sucks because I really want to see the Kings of the Black Throne do more shit, right? Like, I don't think that we've seen enough of them in a title contention or with those belts at all. And I just want Max Caster to lose. So I'd like him to be pinned. Can he be pinned?
Love that idea.
I love that idea. Love it. All right. We are swiftly going through this card. We have the only women's match announced because there's a title celebration or something. Instead, for the AEW TBS Championship, we have a Mercedes Moné versus Chris Statlander. Jose, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I have some.
Do you have some thoughts about this?
Yeah, so some thoughts started kind of around 2021 where I posed an open letter at the time on Twitter to then Chief Brand Officer Brandy Rhodes about the lack of booking the women's division was getting. Nice to know that 3 years later we are back to square fucking one. Because you could sign the world. You have so many incredible talent on the roster. Where the fuck are they? We're still doing the same old song and dance of getting promised a women's division like we've never seen before. And if you go to Dynamite and you're not watching from 9:30 to 9:40 with picture-in-picture, you don't see them. You're lucky if you get more than 2 matches on any TV show. More than likely it's going to be Collision, with one of them being a fucking squash match and the other one going to have some hokey shit going on with it. We got very lucky. We got a good no DQ match for the world title this past Collision. It doesn't excuse the fact that right now you have fucking Mina Shirakawa being reduced to her rack when she's a world-class athlete. Like, God bless Harley Cameron for trying to channel her Jillian Hall with that motorboat on her.
My God.
Like, you're going to have people coming over from Japan, getting involved in some stuff with the world title, and you're going to reduce them to sexuality. I mean, you had Tony Storm that was doing the whole tits out thing for a fucking year. Like, we're getting to a point where we have so much talent that can go in the ring and we're giving them nothing creatively. I mean, it's a miracle that Mercedes Moné has been on so many pay-per-views this past year once she got the TBS title. If anything, it feels like they should have put the world title on Mercedes and maybe gave the TBS title to Mariah. And that's not anything against Mariah at all. It's just the stature of the way it's being built right now. In what world does a television title trump the world title in prominence? I don't get it. It could be anybody that can hold the TV championship, but that is not the world championship. It is always going to be the secondary title, whether or not you put it on someone who you consider secondary to be booked or not. I'm sure her and Chris are going to have a phenomenal fucking match because you think about the elements at play there. How can it be anything but phenomenal? If
Right.
anything, I would be genuinely surprised if this is where we see a two-time champion for the first time ever for the TBS title in Chris Statlander. I don't think it's going to happen just yet. But I would say Mercedes is probably going to win, but we really need to in 2025 double down that you care about the women's division because you're going to have people like Deonna Purrazzo and Taya Valkyrie getting reduced to vignettes. You have people like Mercedes Martinez that haven't been on TV in months, barely got a happy birthday tweet, by the way, that you accidentally put the other Mercedes on. Fuck that.
That was so bad.
And above all, you basically have every other woman in the background just kind of going down to Ring of Honor for like a one-off here as an eliminator match or a proving grounds match, excuse me. When you've had Athena held hostage there for over 2 years, the longest reigning world champion or the longest reigning champion in Ring of Honor, period. And you're lucky to see her get a battle of the belts here, a 0 hour there. AEW really needs to work on their mismanagement of the women's division because if we're going into the 2025 and WWE is also doubling down with a singles mid-card championship, actually reinvigorating the tag team championship, having 2 world championships, we're talking about stars that are top billing, top merch sellers. There's no excuse anymore.
I feel like you said it better than I could say it at all because
Also, Toni Storm was on the number 1 on the PW 150. And where's she been? Yeah, she's been doing her stuff in Mexico and stuff in Japan. It's great. But if you're going to have top billing in Pro Wrestling Illustrated and not have a division that backs it up with the way they're booked, and Jordan Grace was number 2 for the stuff that she was doing in 2 major televised promotions as a world champion, and you know she ain't going to AEW.
absolutely. I could say a lot of things. That is definitely a mic drop. I'm not going to drop my own mic. Ella, you seem aching to chime in here. Tell me.
What Jose said, this is to me the second easiest match to predict behind the world title. I mean, if anybody could beat Mercedes, it could be Statlander. I mean, I can't say it's too soon because she's held the title for like 6 months.
Mhm.
But I still feel like there's a lot more that she can do with it. I feel like there's a lot more women. You know, Julia Hart is teasing a comeback.
There's no way that Mercedes doesn't go into Wrestle Dynasty as a double champion, though.
Yeah. So that's also my thing. Let's see. Once Willow gets, hope, God bless her. I know she has a concussion right now. Once she comes back, they can run her and Mercedes back sometime.
And get the rubber match that we haven't had yet.
Yeah, I think Mercedes Moné is going to be holding this title for a while. So for that, I think she's also retaining here.
Apologies, as my dogs are also very passionate about this match. Kimmy, what do you think?
I agree. I think Mercedes has to win here. I think Statlander's going to put up a pretty good fight. I think Camille is going to get involved here, maybe finally impress Mercedes, because I think we're going to set up Mercedes versus Camille around Revolution. I think the problem with the women's title, too, is like they had a idea, and whatever the original thing was that Mariah was supposed to do after All In maybe didn't work out or something, and now it's just, what do we do? And, you know, I believe they're trying to extend the Toni Storm Mariah thing till Grand Slam Australia to have Toni win it in Australia. So
you don't think she's coming back here?
No,
I think celebration.
I think she is, but you know, it's the start of. I think the blow off to this is going to be in Australia, but
that would be next fall.
No,
right?
February.
No, February.
Oh, it's in
Australia.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, technically their fall.
Yes.
Well, yeah. So
kind of. I don't know how seasons work for other people. Because isn't it the opposite? Oh,
yeah,
because
Southern Hemisphere. So yeah, it will be their fall.
Yeah.
Everything that Jose said is everything that I've been feeling as well. Watching Ring of Honor week to week, knowing how good Athena is, knowing how good some of these women who are stuck in these squash matches are. You have freaking Mercedes Martinez sitting. She was injured for a little bit, and Sean has been saying that she's ready to return anytime.
We're talking
And
about someone that main evented Dynamite, became an undisputed women's
Mhm.
champion in Ring of Honor in the main event of Dynamite. She's been a major player when you let her.
Absolutely. And I know that we've had little shots of, with Deanna, and I love a Deanna and Taya partnership as well. Maybe it's just me, but I don't get the Camille hype. I get that she is a large,
She is
powerful...
not booked in here. I will say she was booked very well in NWA, and NWA for a while had been struggling, but she was booked so freaking well, and she had so many, like, her and Layla Hirsch is one of my favorite matches of all time.
And that Empower was so. Was it the anniversary?
Yes, no, it was Empower. Because then she wrestled Chelsea at 73 the next night. But she was booked so well in NWA, even in losing to Kenzie Page when she lost the title. She still looked very strong. She, it's hard though to look strong when you're. I get it, you want to build somebody up. Some squash matches, I can get, you build somebody up, but there's so many, talented and capable women in the women's division that you can make look strong. Against her, like Queen Aminata. That was a pretty good match, I have to say. Yeah. They gave them some time and gave Aminata some ammunition. The stat match ended a little bit weirdly, like it felt like very abrupt.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little too soon for her to lose, but I get, like, it's Statlander, so it makes sense. She is so capable. She just hasn't, time-wise, there's only so much you can do in so limited time,
Absolutely. But yeah, the Camille thing is just not clicking with me. I don't like her as a person because of some of the political things that she said, which is really a turnoff to a large audience. And knowing that Mercedes is not friendly with certain people backstage as much is kind of really soured Mercedes for me, because Mercedes has been... Like, I was a Sasha Banks, girly.
Yeah.
I was definitely out of the 4 horsewomen. Sasha was my favorite. Team Bad was my favorite. So seeing her kind of not have the shimmer and sparkle without WWE basically, calling the shots on everything kind of makes it go, oh, was she only what I thought she was because of WWE? Or
honestly, I feel like after that New Japan run ended so abruptly, it's kind of been a game of catch up for Mercedes, and still to this day, I don't think she's fully gotten there, because her 2023 work in New Japan was still excellent at that standard.
Yeah.
Regardless if she was still going to be the IWGP Women's Champion or not, she at least carried herself as the major player. I mean, we saw that match with Kairi. We saw the 3-way match we had with Azumi and Hazuki, excuse me. Hazuki also going to be challenging for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship upcoming. And that match with Mayu Iwatani, when Mercedes is allowed the platform to act like the top build star that we've known her to be in other promotions, I'm sure she'll rise to the occasion. But it also comes down to the fact that Tony Khan, outside of maybe one player, has no concept of how to book the remainder of the division, because we've seen the dissension between other members of the roster as well.
Right.
Which is why you almost had a pseudo brand split once Collision started, because if people weren't willing to work with the Elite or Punk, there was a lot of people that weren't willing to work with other people that we've seen on All In this year. So
it's very true. Well, over under, how do you think that Tony is returning at Full Gear?
Yes,
she has to.
It would make sense. Yeah, they're doing a celebration. Yeah, it makes sense too.
Even if she doesn't appear physically, like, I think there'll be a vignette, like, when they had those newspapers at Dynamite, they had to, like, scan the QR code. It led people to a video of, like, where's Tony Storm. I think either something like that plays or she turns up physically.
Or maybe the vignette's kind of like a vacation slideshow, play with like old time Hollywood.
But also, there's
Carmella, and then as it fades away, you see her in the ring behind Mina and Mariah. And
there's also that arc that Mariah May doesn't know where Mina Shirakawa has been, and part of while she's been in Japan, has been with Toni Storm. And so
Mhm.
she's like, where have you been? And Mina's like, I don't know, in one of the segments while she was working with Toni in Stardom. So I think that's going to be where Mariah or Toni reveals she's been working with Mina too. And then something,
It's giving Kai Kai.
I'm into it. I see. That's the part where it's like, oh, I love when sexuality is kind of an undertone. It's not
Yeah.
right there in your face, titties out.
Yeah, like you can have like the undertone of like sapphic pleasure. I mean, we saw that going to Forbidden
Absolutely.
Door. It was at least a little bit subtle. Like now, like we're just having like breastises for the sake of breastises. Like
I don't
nothing
know.
wrong with being buxom, but like it doesn't have to be the build of a storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Going from titties to Titty City, I don't know. They're not
You could
actually.
have gone
Titty
for
City.
could have gone to the TNT. You don't have to go in order of it. You could have gone to titties to
Yeah, from
TNT.
TNA to TNT.
You could have done
From
TNT
TIT
title.
to TNT. All right,
Yeah.
well, let's go right into the AEW TNT Championship. We have Jack Perry versus Daniel Garcia. Kimmy, aren't you excited to talk about your boy, DG?
So excited. So I did not realize this till Daniel tweeted the other day. So there was a fan that had tweeted all the times he had tried to wrestle for the TNT title, and this will be his third. The first was against Sammy Guevara on a Dynamite. The second was at Revolution, and I was there, and I was not very happy in a little private suite when I was watching that match because Daniel lost. And they always say third time is a charm. So I am 100% picking Daniel. I think also with Jack Perry and the EVPs, I believe everyone in the EVP stable is going to lose their title. So then the Elite can come back and fight the Death Riders, and they'll be the baby phases. So I think for that reason as well, Jack has to lose.
All right. Ella, what do you think?
Same thing. We got the EVPs, the Young Bucks lost their. I just want to say this whole like EVP storyline has just been skewed. Like, why all of a sudden? Why the EVPs go strong? They attack Tony Khan. They're attacking all these people. Blood and guts. Blah blah blah. And then they just drop their power out of nowhere. Like, then they're just kind of hanging out. Then like what? So I just want to say that doesn't really make sense. I thought whatever. But obviously, it's now apparent that they're gonna come and save AEW, which is ironic because they were trying to like destroy it or whatever. Like Kimmy said, though, they lost their titles. This is the beginning of the downfall of the maybe not downfall, but they're gonna slowly fade away of the Elite until they come back eventually. And so the next step, the Young Bucks lost the tag team titles. Next step would be Jack Perry losing the TNT championship. And then eventually Okada is probably going to lose it somewhere in the Continental Classic, if not at World's End, depending. So the next step, the next step would be Jack Perry losing the TNT title. So for that, I also have Daniel Garcia beating him for the title.
All right. Jose, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, not to be just like an echo of everything that's going on, but I feel like if there was ever a time for Daniel Garcia to win some gold at like AEW gold, it's going to be a Full Gear, former college classmate of mine. But like also like going into the whole like Elite versus Death Riders thing for sure. Like we're gonna get to the point where after this pay-per-view, Jack Perry's gonna drop the title. I feel like Okada's gonna drop the title to whoever wins the Continental Classic, whether it's gonna be at World's End, unless the finals are at World's End, or if it's gonna be at Wrestle Dynasty. But we're gonna see like basically double turn for the Elite, which is kind of crazy to think because you had Tony Khan taking a fuck ass bump and showing up to the NFL draft.
We've already been cheering Okada. We've been cheering Okada, but the rest we've been booing the Bucks
because Okada's a bad bitch.
Yeah, I know. We've been cheering him.
I mean, we have no choice but to stand the Rainmaker. I mean, I can't help the fact that he's aligned with Neanderthals, but regardless, I feel like Ann knew Daniel Garcia to kind of like usher in this new era that we've been talking so much about with AEW for certain.
And I'll get my moment on the scrum once again.
I I told Kimmy this, but I thought it would be funny. So I do think that Jack Perry is losing it after this last week. Having Daddy Magic also get involved and tying him to his freaking
That was amazing.
blacked out bus. I was like, if there's ever a time that someone says, hey, do you want to drive this like short bus through a barricade and just like chain someone to it, I would say hell yes, because it sounds like GTA in real life, which I'm for.
We got a short bus spot before we got GTA 6. But also, do we feel like Daniel's going to have a customized TNT championship?
No.
No.
Really? Because I don't know. It feels like more often that we've had the customized titles over the years.
I don't think every TNT champion needs a customized.
I'm not
I
saying
feel like it wouldn't fit his gimmick.
It's not really
it
on brand.
trends in that trajectory. So, or maybe they just have a brand new design because they love to change designs of titles out of nowhere too. We've seen it how many times with the women's world title.
Okay, but that first one was like a
I'm not saying the first title wasn't on Ozempic. I'm just saying like, they're not afraid to change it up. That wasn't a title belt. That was a tapeworm.
Oh my god. That's being clipped. Okay. But I told Kimmy this. I was like, how funny would it be if Jack Perry came to the ring in a mask that it only covered his face, so it's like one of those like Sting masks. And you just see the hair. And you see Daniel Garcia wrestle someone really fast and pin them. Right? Super squash match. Pulls off the mask. It's who the fuck is Griff Garrison? And then Jack Perry comes out from under the ring and slaughters
Griff
Daniel
Garrison
Garcia.
is a lot bigger than Jack
the hair
Perry.
color ain't matching.
And
I
Griff
said
is
this
a lot
idea was
bigger
good.
than Jack, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
Completely
think
different build.
Daniel would notice.
Would know?
Yeah. Unless they want to make him look stupid. And he doesn't notice.
I thought it was funny, and I told Kimmy that.
It is, but it would make Daniel look dumb. I don't think we want that.
I don't want that. I'm gonna be there.
That would be so funny, though.
No,
Would
if
that
they
not
would just be
be?
finished with him of all people, I would be so pissed.
I mean, that's fair. What in the Spider Lady? Do you know what I've been watching? My show on tomorrow comes out. It's called Women's Classic Wrestling, and we're talking about classic women's wrestling shows and matches. We're first going through the Mae Young Classic,
Period.
but I really want to go through old WWF women's matches and talk about them at that level, because that's something I haven't watched and I have never discussed it.
Now, when you say WWF, what era of WWF?
Not evening gown matches, not
So, like,
pillow
80s?
fight matches. Yeah, like 80s.
So like
'Cause it's-
pre-attitude.
Because it's all available, right? Like it's all available on Peacock. I just want to watch it. So, and we're gonna watch some Joshi stuff because we have Mel Ball Collins on there, who is a Joshi watcher.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be able to get some knowledge and learn more about some classic women's wrestling matches. So I'm really excited. But yeah, there are no more women's matches on this card, which is really sad. But if we want to talk about hair matches, we have Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher, I don't understand, because when male wrestlers start to lose their hair, they shave it, a la Jon Moxley. You know, Kyle Fletcher has a full head of hair. I don't
Very
know.
young boy.
And he's out here looking like Channing Tatum from like the 2000s, and I'm like, this is
No.
this
He's out there
doesn't
looking like
work.
the boy from Toy Story.
Oh my God, Sid?
Yeah.
The one who
It ain't gave what it needed to give.
See, I was never a Channing Tatum girly, so I just assume that everybody likes that. Because I don't like it.
I think we all got the ick once he shaved his head.
I got the ick the moment. Yeah, well, Step Up was interesting. Anyways,
No, it was not, however. Hey.
we have Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. Ella, do you wanna go first?
Sure, this is the other match that I am the most unsure about. But
Okay.
see, if it were up to me, I
Mhm.
would have Kyle Fletcher win here. Because he just turned on Osprey and like he wants to prove himself, and he's backed by the Don Callis family. However, again, going back to you want a balance of heel and babyface wins. If
Right.
Kyle were to win here, based on my predictions, it would be a 6-2 split, like 6 heels winning and only 2 baby faces. Can't do that.
Oh my god, you're out here with your statistics.
I know, and I
Jeez.
can't do that. I feel like that's too it's too unbalanced.
Ella really said in
So
a wrestling match, you normally have a 50% chance of winning.
yeah, no, not in here.
Girl, you could miss
So-
me with this A squared plus B squared ass booking.
So because of that, I have to go with Osprey to make it my babyface heel wins for the night more even, and also like Mark Davis, I don't know where he's gonna lie. Osprey seems to have friends though himself that could help him combat the Don Callis family, and he's just coming back. And he's just coming back off of a loss, and I don't think he loses too many pay-per-views back to back. So I'm gonna go with Will, but it should be Kyle.
Interesting. Kimmy, what do you think? You're holding your breath.
I am actually going to go the other way. I think Kyle has to win this one because he just turned heel. This is not going to be the last time we see this match. I could also see this match being one of the beginning matches in the Continental Classic as well, because I believe both of these men will be in that. But Kyle just turned heel and he needs the momentum very badly. And I would not be surprised if Mark Davis turns on Will and joins his bestie pal, Kyle Fletcher.
All right. Jose, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Kimmy kind of hit the nail on the head for me, too. I feel like if anything, we're going to see Mark Davis get involved. Maybe it's going to be after Takeshita comes in and tries to attack Ospreay. Maybe Ricochet comes in and tries to attack Kyle Fletcher. And then you have Mark Davis having his moment of, what the fuck do I do? And what ends up happening is that he ends up joining the Don Callis family. We reunite Aussie Open. And then that could set up one of two things. Either Kyle can go into the Continental Classic, try to bring back another singles title to the Don Callis family, or try to capture some tag team gold again, because it feels like a reunited Aussie Open in this form would definitely be one of the more credible threats that we've seen to Private Party so far. So I'm going to say that Kyle Fletcher is going to win this one.
I went into it thinking, okay, how could Will Ospreay lose? Because he just lost. So how could he lose? Because of Don Callis. And the fact that he doesn't wear socks with his shoes, which I think is really gross.
Guilty.
But the fact is, you don't wear socks with your shoes. Okay, I have to.
Sometimes, no.
Okay, I'm going to come back to that. Do you not wear socks with your shoes either, Kimmy?
No, I wear socks
You don't
to
wear socks
bed.
with your shoes? Comment below.
Yeah,
I
comment
literally
below.
wear socks to bed. I love socks.
No. No, okay. Okay. Besides the point, I think the deciding factor here is Mark Davis. I feel like the AEW crowd does not know Mark Davis as much as they know Kyle Fletcher, obviously, because Mark Davis was out for a while, and also this crowd didn't really know Kyle Fletcher or the United Empire beforehand. So this is going to be a defining moment for Mark Davis. I think that Mark Davis is going to betray Will Ospreay. It means that Will Ospreay doesn't really have that many friends. You know, he's running out of friends. And people who run out of friends are on their way to the top, right? Somehow, right? That's what happens. You start losing your friends is when you start going for the main title, which I think is where Will Ospreay has to go after this, right? So Kyle Fletcher's going to win. Will is not going to take it clean, right? Kyle isn't going to take it clean. It's not going to be a clean
Oh yeah, absolutely.
win. But I think this will probably be the longest match on the card.
I agree.
I think these flippy boys can go.
I think we might have one more match that's longer.
Oh, okay. Well, before we talk about the main event, we have Swerve versus Bobby Lashley. Jose, do you want to talk about this match first?
Yeah, I do. I am excited to see what the Hurt Syndicate's going to do in AEW. It feels like the second we got MVP back, it was pretty much like paint by numbers. Like, oh, I love where this is going. Shelton Benjamin getting so far showcased like a major player, which it's about fucking time. Like, don't get me wrong, Mia Yim is my girl, love her, but like, I'm gonna like put Shelton over. You got my number. You could text me and be like, bro, what the fuck? But in all seriousness, I feel like we need the Hurt Syndicate to like be a formidable stable again, like they used to be. I want Bobby Lashley. I'm gonna say something controversial yet brave. I want Bobby Lashley to squash Swerve Strickland. Do I think it's going to happen? No. But I want to see Swerve pass out from the Hurt Lock, that full Nelson. I want to see him just collapse under pressure. And we see the dominance that is the Hurt Syndicate, whether or not they keep building onto it. And I want to see what happens where Swerve is given a really a really big threat outside of a title picture. And then on top of that, we've also had Nana in danger. I want to see what happens when his back is against the wall. What's going to happen? Maybe he realizes like, maybe I'm better off joining the Hurt Syndicate because Nana was the part of my downfall, losing the world championship and everything, but also just kind of losing his sense of self with everything that was going on with Hangman too. So do we eventually build to a Swerve heel turn? Maybe we have someone else debuting alongside the Hurt Syndicate. But I feel like if you want that stable to thrive going into 2025, you need Bobby Lashley to win.
Absolutely. Bobby Lashley coming in, I think I haven't popped that way in quite some time, although I say that every time somebody either debuts or returns. Y'all know how I felt about Adam Copeland debuting. But Bobby Lashley, Bobby Lashley winning quickly against Swerve would really define the Hurt Syndicates as a top faction.
There's no way in hell this match goes past 5 minutes. And you can quote me on this.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Okay.
I also think Bobby has to win here, especially because this is his first pay-per-view, and I feel like, you had all this momentum with Bobby debuting, you don't want to derail that. I would say that I could see either one of these two in the C2 because I'm trying to think of what Tony wants to do. And I think a Bobby or a Shelton run in the C2 could be really interesting. But I could also see maybe like Bobby wins, they continue to beat Swerve down, and maybe an EJ Naduka gets involved because he was in a lot of those Swerve videos. And if you've been following Ring of Honor, he has a new tag team partner in Lee Johnson. So maybe they could kind of even up the odds if maybe Prince Nana doesn't want to wrestle because, MVP has said he still wants to wrestle. He's going to wrestle at Bloodsport in January. So maybe we set up a 3-on-3 type situation, but I'm going with Bobby.
All right, Mello, what do you think?
This is Bobby's first AEW match. You want him to look stronger than he already is. I don't know if you want to. I can see Strickland passing out to the Heartlock, absolutely, but I feel like if it's less than 5 minutes, I feel like that kind of nullifies his reign as champion and kind of lessens it a bit. I still think he'd be popular, but I feel like that makes him look a little too weak if it's less than 5 minutes. And I don't know. It should be Bobby, and it will be Bobby. I'm not sold on the less than 5 minute part though. But I am in agreement that it should be Bobby. It's his first AEW match, period. You want him to come in looking strong. I think Shelton personally would serve better being in the seat too. But we'll see what happens. I'm in agreement so that Bobby will win though as well, and should.
Do you think he'll wear another pleather suit?
While wrestling?
No.
If it's a tearaway,
never know. If it's a tearaway,
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
That pleather suit was so hot, though. And that was the definition of I am rich enough to have a custom leather or pleather suit, because he's not
Can I say
buying
one
that at a
more
department
thing?
store.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's opulence.
Yes, Kimmy.
The one thing I will say too is I'll put the convention world in perspective. It's very rare that we'll get wrestlers on the con scene at the same time that are feuding and get to do stuff. But that video of the Hurt Syndicate confronting Nana at Big Event a couple weeks ago got so much traction. AEW reposted that video, so that was really, really cool. So I think that's another reason why Bobby should win.
Yeah, and also kind of jumping off of what Kimmy was saying, I feel like we're definitely going to see the Hurt Syndicate involved in the C2. I feel like if anything, it's probably going to be Shelton, because I could see Shelton actually going to the finals of the C2.
Yeah.
Whereas we have Bobby probably going for, if he's not involved in the world title picture immediately, maybe you have him go for the international championship or something to kind of hold place before we get to the world title picture, just to kind of start building towards that, because I don't think we're going to see the Hurt Syndicate going after the trios titles. Let's keep it a buck. I feel like if anything, you're going to have MVP, being the businessman that he is, working towards singles championships for each member of the Hurt Syndicate. And the best part about them having 3 mid-card titles is that theoretically you could have MVP go after the TNT championship, you could have Bobby go after the international championship, and you have Shelton go on to capture the Continental Championship, which the prospect of Shelton Benjamin versus Katsuhiro Okada, sign me the fuck up.
That sounds really amazing, and I want that right now. Okay, well, I guess we're all in agreement. We are at our main event, which is the AEW World Champion Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy. Ella, what are your thoughts?
This for me is the easiest match of the night to predict. This and the TBS for me were the easiest ones.
Okay.
It is too soon. We haven't even had Jack Perry lose the TNT title yet. It is too soon. The Elite still holds some gold. Once Okada loses, and then Perry loses as well, the Bucks are gone. Sometime in the new year, Jon Moxley will lose it. He is not losing this before Wrestle Kingdom or the Dynasty event. He's going to carry it through the new year. You first got to take care of the other pieces on the board, as he would say. That means you need to have Okada lose first, and you need to have Perry lose first. And I don't think Okada is maybe losing till World's End. So logically, storyline-wise, it's just also too soon. That for him to lose it that soon would just be stupid. Especially
we've seen AEW World Title hot potato
Mhm.
before, so
we have, but that's also because of, an injury could happen. A lot of that had to do with injuries too, as well.
this is
And as far as I know, Orange Cassidy, nor Jon Moxley is injured right now, unless God forbid he gets injured in this. Even
suspended.
Then, suspended. That's true, but it's too soon, and that would just make the whole storyline look stupid. However, I think Orange Cassidy, I think they're gonna bring it. I think this should be, will it be the longest match of the night? I don't know, because you also want Moxley to look strong at the same time. And he will. There'll definitely be some interference from, it's going to take me a while to not say BCC. Also, where was Pac? where was Pac last week? Was he, am I just blind? Was he not on Dynamite? I didn't see him.
He was, no.
Where is Pac? Is he okay?
He was probably facing visa issues. It's very popular with him.
Fair. But also who's going to come
STG
into the corner
agrees.
of Cassidy is a thing. But yeah, no, it's too soon. This is the easiest one for me storyline wise, and it's just simply too soon.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, Jose.
Well, I mean, here's the not to put the devil's advocate thing. Like, I feel like Moxley's going to win, but do we think this is going to be nearly as giving of a match as it was when Mox beat Orange Cassidy for the international title?
No, there's going to be so many hijinks in this match. No.
Well, it's not even just the hijinks. Just I don't think it's going to be a long match or a competitive match. I think there's going to be some hateration and holleration in the dancery. That's for damn sure. I feel like if anything, are you going to have random people from the roster coming out and try to foil whoever it is from the Death Riders? Like,
Yeah.
the big thing I want to know is if we're going to finally get someone on the women's roster stand up to Marina Shafir, just asserting her dominance over every fucking man. Maybe that's how you bring in someone like a Mercedes Martinez who ain't doing a goddamn thing, but is a certified badass and can make Marina look like $1 million if she had to do anything for her. I mean, you could probably bring in like people from the or from the conglomerate, especially if Willow being injured. Who's to say? I feel like Mox is definitely going to win, but I feel like this match, regardless of how it ends, it's going to set up something beyond that, more so for the stables than it is for the world title picture.
Adam Copeland is supposed to be nearing being cleared around this time. I think I said before in another thing, I was like, Adam Copeland could be one of the figures to go against. I can't say BCC, the Death Riders.
Wait.
It's about that time, guys.
Oh no.
If we're saying Adam Copeland is coming back, there's someone that's no longer
Beth
under
Phoenix,
contract.
yes.
If Beth
She could
Phoenix
even the odds
shows up
against
in
Marina.
AEW,
Absolutely.
I'm going to lose
Absolutely.
my fucking mind.
Absolutely. Could very well be Beth against
If that
Marina.
happens, I will send you a picture of myself sobbing. Just for you.
I still have my fucking Buffalo's own Glamazon sign from the SmackDown where she faced Natalia before she retired. I will mark the living fuck out. Went to Ella's old college, so they have the same alma mater. Like, come on.
Crazy. All right, Kimmy.
But yeah, Mox wins.
I'm also picking John Moxley. I think you are going to get the Darby Allins. You're going to get the conglomeration. I think you'll see Private Party and Daniel Garcia as well because they have unfinished business with the Death Riders. I do think that this match is going to be on the shorter side, but I do think when Orange is put in a situation where he's in a high-profile match, he always does show out to very much prove to everybody that he can wrestle, because that's still the perception, is that he's just a gimmick. But I could see an Adam Copeland or some other surprise because especially those big 4 pay-per-views, AEW tends to end on a big bang.
Do we think
Is there anybody
Christian?
that's like,
No, I don't know.
No, he's not going to say, but I don't think Christian catches in
that
here.
Christian's going to cash in his fucking contract. No.
No,
But
I know.
my thing is, do we have any other like recent like free agents that could be like a top contender in AEW right now? Because I don't know if they have anybody that could make a debut right now.
Speedball, but I think it's too soon.
Not on the world title picture. I love
No,
Speedball,
no.
for
But
sure.
I'm just thinking off the top of my head.
I don't think
it should. I don't know. No, never mind. I was gonna say Shibata, but we haven't seen him in a hot minute.
I mean, unless you start
Shibata's
like,
on
laying
Ring
the
of Honor.
groundwork for like
Yeah, Ring of Honor.
Russell Dynasty.
Yeah. It's interesting. How do we position ourselves into AEW Wrestle Dynasty, especially with what's going on?
I thought before this is a theory I threw out there before the Elite are gonna come back. I thought people like an FTR and an Adam Copeland who are like friends in real life, and they, FTR especially, AEW, they've been foes to the BCC / Death Riders before too. They're baby faces. They're friends with Copeland. I think they seem to be friends with Darby too. So I feel like they could come in at some point. But I feel like you need Copeland to come back first. I think this is a story that Copeland, he's a whiles away. I would say Eddie Kingston, but he's not going to be cleared, he thinks, till like April or May, which is sucks. This would be the story for him to come back to.
But also, like, my thing with Russell Dynasty, and the thing that kind of kills me, is the fact that it's only one night, and you're going to have so much representation on that card.
Yeah.
So much stuff is going to get left on the cutting room floor, because how are you going to have equal booking between AEW, between New Japan, between Stardom, CMLL, and Ring of Honor?
You won't.
You're simply not going to.
Ospreay will definitely be on that card, though.
No, but
There'll be
you're
a lot
going to
of
really have to cherry pick
tags.
what's going to be on the card, because it's going
Chris
to probably
Jericho's
be
gonna be on
AEW
that
World
card.
title. It'll be the New Japan World title. If we're lucky, we get the World of Stardom Championship. If we're lucky, we get
Kenny
the
will be
AEW
on
Women's
that.
World Championship. If Athena is left off of Russell Dynasty as the Women's World Champion,
I don't
and you're
believe
trying to
Athena
say
will
that
be
it's
women's
5
champion
brands,
by then. I'm sorry. I believe we'll have
do
a
you
new
think Billy's
champion
beating her
by
final
then.
battle?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
In the first
Valid, 'cause I
ever
feel like,
women's ladder war match.
but also, I feel like that makes the most sense because it's a rematch. Going not to pivot from this to Final Battle, but also think about the lore from last year where they main evented and Billy was still a minion after losing to Athena. But regardless, have Athena challenge for one of the other titles, whether it's the CMLL Women's World title or the World of Stardom title. At least give her that kind of match in Japan, because sign me the fuck up. But it's going to be very interesting to see how they cherry pick such a big cross promotional show like that without it going on forever, even though AEW shows do go on forever. That is neither here nor there. It's just going to suck knowing what's left off the card and then hope that maybe they pick steam back up for Grand Slam.
There's so much at stake here. So, yeah, John Moxley keeping it. Here's the thing. We've seen Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho. We've seen Orange Cassidy versus Kenny Omega.
Wait, who did Samoa Joe last wrestle in his match?
I believe he was feuding with the Learning Tree.
Okay, never mind. Okay, never mind.
I mean, for what it's worth, Twisted Metal should have finished filming.
Yeah, they did,
finished.
from what I understand.
And for what I remember, one Samoa Joe just had his Ring of Honor record broken.
Joe returns, I will scream like Godzilla.
I will scream if Adam Copeland returns.
I will.
Also, here's the thing: do you have Joe go back for like the ROH title again after he dropped the world title on his way out?
He could Samoa Joe coming in. He dropped the world title. It's one of the last things that
Joe could do whatever the fuck he wants, and I will be like, abso-fucking-lutely.
Okay.
I think the other thing, if you were to go after the Ring of Honor title, it would just be to sell out Hammerstein, because they definitely need like very big matches to sell out that building. So maybe you do that.
And not squash matches?
Yeah.
I mean,
no.
Someone has to beat Jericho at Hammerstein to make it worth it, right?
I don't think Jericho's getting beaten for a while. If they're trying to use Jericho to
top Hammerstein more than anybody,
if they're trying to use him to boost the TV deal, I don't think Jericho's losing that title anytime soon, unfortunately.
Nothing more. The other day, that man posted a shirtless selfie, and it was jump scare. I opened my freaking Instagram, which Kimmy insisted that I be posting more. The first thing I saw was Chris Jericho. I didn't even know that I was following him on Instagram. Him and his concave chest. 50-plus-year-old man. I don't need to be seeing that. Unsubscribed, blocked. Get him out of my life. This last piece of the Horcrux is him losing the Ring of Honor championship.
We can't end on that. So Adam Copeland or Samoa Joe for a return.
But that's also not including the fact that his
he said something smells. I read that something smells.
If you were meant to hurt, you would have.
Honestly, I'm here for it. Let's hope that this pay-per-view does not go on for like forever.
Especially because
this isn't even all the matches that are going to be announced.
Right? Oh my god!
Announced today,
guys.
Okay, when is Ricky Starks returning?
I don't think he's going to at this rate. I think he's
I
going
don't
to
think
set it
he
out.
is either. In January.
No. He has a match at
Indie show, New Glory Pro Wrestling.
Glory Pro.
I don't think he's going
Was
to
it
be
this
back on
past
TV.
weekend?
I think he's
No,
going
I
to
think
be
it's-
stuck off of TV until his contract expires, and then he's going to go to WWE with Cody. I feel like this
I
is
agree.
Tony Khan sticking it to him for like showing up backstage at one of the WWE shows and like getting reported.
So fucking stupid. Because he has money written all over him.
Like, it's not even that. I just hate when companies in general have talent sitting around collecting a check and not using them when they're clearly unhappy. Like, not for nothing. Like, I mean, obviously, like, not on the same scale, which is disappointing because of just the way they were booked. But like, Tegan Knox finally just now getting released after being off TV for the better part of.
Ricky has a
7
match on
months.
the 24th, the day after Full Gear at Glory Pro.
But we know he's still under contract, so it's
Yes,
kind of
yes,
a
we
moot
do,
point.
yeah.
It's not going to be anything where I realistically see him being featured on AEW TV again, which is a fucking shame.
Stupid.
I know.
Considering that he was going tit for tat with Danielson like it was fucking nothing. That strap match?
I love a strap match. It's one of my favorite gimmick matches.
Yeah, but what
That's
about in
one
the
of my
ring, Colin?
favorite. Listen! You don't know what goes on in my home.
One can infer.
Is Kimmy frozen or is she just like that?
She
No,
hardly
I'm
moves
frozen.
the strap and she got
Frozen. She's
PTSD.
definitely frozen.
You start talking about
The face is so appropriate now that it's frozen on.
I thought the chicken was lovely.
Kimmy, unclick your video camera and then turn it back on.
Yeah.
No, Kimmy's just a year and a half late to the whole mute challenge at the Renaissance World Tour.
Kimmy, turn your camera off then on.
She's throwing it back to the mannequin challenge.
Every time that I saw one of those videos, and why is it always white people that were?
She said her computer
you know-
shut down. She's not even here, guys.
You know, she's paying homage to her favorite One Republic
Put her
song,
in the
Stop and
background.
Stare.
Put her in the background.
Her favorite Disney movie is Frozen.
Oh my god.
I'm kicking you out, Kimmy.
Here she said her computer is restarting.
Oh my gosh. This is why she needs to get a new computer.
So funny.
Wow. Maybe we should raise funds.
I feel like the raising of the funds isn't the problem. It's just her being stubborn as hell.
I
We
agree.
digress.
Everybody tweet hashtag Kimmy buy a Mac Mini. $600, she can get a monitor and everything. Unless she needs a laptop, then you get a MacBook Air from Walmart. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, and you can put
And
it
this is
on
from someone
put
that
it
has
on
PCs.
credit.
It's just price per dollar. Just get a Mac.
I have one of those gaming computers so that I can run all of my mods with my Sims.
Girl fame. What y'all know about this RTX 4070 baby?
I don't know nothing. I just know that my husband goes, "Oh, you want this kind of computer and this is your budget? Here you go."
Collins, can you confirm nor deny the rumors that you are indeed a Wicked Whims enthusiast?
Okay, let me tell you. I was planning my stream this last week, okay? And I was like, I've never played with Wicked Whims. I'm a CC kind of, you know. I'm a build kind of person. I'm learning how to be an experienced kind of person.
Oh, we're talking about The Sims if you couldn't tell.
Ella, okay. Ella, you need to play The Sims. Guess what? It's for
I know,
free.
I've been wanting to.
Your laptop can handle The Sims. It can handle Fall Guys. We just needed to fucking download them. They're both free.
Come on. But I downloaded it and I was like, let's see how this goes. I made this cute non-binary sim, had them attracted to everyone because I wanted to see the chaos that would go on. This sim was topless. Just was topless everywhere.
Scandalous.
Mm-hmm.
And then was just doing things in public.
But was your non-binary sim childbearing?
All right, let her back in.
I don't think I changed
Frozen
it, so-
again. Okay, never mind.
Okay, talking about
But-
childbearing and Kimmy comes in with her tongue out. That is,
But she was it was very graphic. And they were doing it in the bar.
it was giving.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
I mean,
Anyways,
but
I
I
got
gotta
a
stream.
buying a
I gotta
computer
stream.
yet?
well, you can
again.
say your Sims was not in full gear.
My sim was
No,
not.
no, no,
I
no.
was
It was
just-
in a different kind
It
of
was
full
not in
gear.
gear, period.
I was just not expecting there to be like areolas and like bushes. You know what I mean? In a
Yeah,
game.
bushes
Kimmy, I'd
in
like
the
to
bushes.
apologize.
I don't even know what's happening.
You don't.
Sim-
We
Sims?
filled the void of your absence
Yeah,
by
yeah.
talking
The
about
Sims.
not safe for work mods for the Sims.
Oh,
Not
thank
safe for
you.
work. But with that said, this pay-per-view is absolutely going to be exciting. I wish I could watch it with y'all. Thank you for participating in my quiz. Let's start at the top. LJ, plug what you will.
Follow me on Twitter at it's LJ. I realize this might be backwards because I flipped my camera, so I'm not. If I, am I pointing to it on your guys' screen or no?
No.
Okay, then,
No,
then
there
we'll
you go.
point this way. Okay.
You got it.
You can follow me on Twitter.
Oh, bye, Jose.
But everybody's just leaving. Damn, dog.
I came back.
You can follow me on Twitter at it's Ella J. I have an interview with Kurt Angle that came out last week. You can check that out. You can check the video on my channel at A Wrestling Gal, or you can find it the written on the popbreak.com. I'll also be in WrestleCade next weekend doing some interviews, going around saying hello. So yeah, if you see me there, please say hello.
Awesome. Kimmy, where can we find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at Kimmy_Sokol. You can follow me on Instagram at Kimmy.Sokol. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Kimmy Sokol. You could read all of my Ring of Honor weekly reviews on PW Insider. You could see me and my wonderful co-host Collins every Thursday at 10:15 Eastern, reviewing and rambling about Ring of Honor. I will be at Full Gear in person. I will be in media, so if you are in the New Jersey area and you see me, come say hi. You could see all of my Full Gear coverage, including my written predictions, as well as a review and my stuff from the Scrum. Head over to the Pop Break. I know Ella already talked about a Kurt Angle review, but that's over there. And yeah, I will also be at WrestleCade. I will be working with Sting, Mick Foley, and Lita. There is over 200 wrestlers announced for the show. It is one of the biggest cons all year, so come out and be grateful and see me yell at Sean Ross Sapp and tell him that he cheated at Top Golf.
We're still
Jose,
there.
take us home.
Yeah.
Okay, so I keep it simple. Jose on the air everywhere. So that's going to be Twitter while I still have the account active, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok. Jose on the merch.com, new merch site coming soon, including items such as this lovely desk mat right here.
Ooh.
You know, a little minimalist setup here. It's not often we have things in colors that aren't black, but you know, I'm working on that. Currently in a little bit of what I like to call wrestling media limbo, as I'm currently a free agent. I would love to join people wherever you are. Feel free to hit up my line for anything. My guest at this time took a break for November just because of how much craziness is going on with my personal life and the holiday season. Definitely want to be back to close out the year in December. So if y'all have favorite people that you would want to see me either do predictions with, do interviews with, tweet them, blue sky them at me. Just let me know. I'm open to anybody in the world of wrestling. I love getting to do this stuff with you guys. Twitch.tv/Jose in the air if you want to see me play video games badly. If anyone was on Twitch yesterday, you saw me rank up and back down in Valorant in the same stream. You love to see it. But yeah, no, it's a ball whenever I'm around. So please, by all means, like, come hang out. It's fun times.
Love it. Love it. Well, you're here, aren't you? Hi, I'm Auntie Collins. Like, share, subscribe. I'm on Fightful Overbooked on Sunday mornings doing Wrestling Made Me Cry. Next week, we will be doing a post show since my co-host is out being an astute scholar right now. And on Thursdays, the other astute scholar, Kimmy and I are over on Honor Ramble, where we ramble a lot and periodically talk about Ring of Honor. And on Mondays, tomorrow's our premiere episode. It is women's classic wrestling podcast. It is over on our local establishment. I'm with Astrid and Melville Collins. We're just going to be talking about that first episode of the Mae Young Classic, Season 1, Episode 1. Pretty crazy. And shortly, we're going to have more Collins on the Rocks episodes, less wrestling oriented, more drinks oriented. So that'll be probably starting at the holidays, because I feel like that's when I can catch y'all. There will be shots. This is going to be like very after hours, very doing debauchery. And I'm excited for that to start. But thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day and happy wrestling. Bye.